You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hilltop cannot be hidden. Neither would you take a lamp and set it under a basket, but set it on a lampstand where it can give light to the whole house. In the same way, let your light shine, that men may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Last year, I had a simple reminder for the graduates. I told them there will be a harvest if you don't give up. Today I have one simple reminder for you. You are the light of the world, so let your light shine. Each of you are graduating this program with the dream to write and publish books that deeply impact readers the way your favorite books have impacted you. You want to let your light shine. You don't want your good work hidden away. You want it to bring light and life to the world. And yet there's a problem. And that's that sometimes you don't feel very shiny. And on many days, the good works that you dream of doing, including the publishing milestones you dream of hitting, feel like they're a million miles away. And maybe for some of you, today is one of those days. So my question for you is, how long will you wait for your dreams to come true? How long will you wait for your moment to shine? How many years of not making substantial progress will you endure? Would you wait for 5 years? How about 10? How about 20? I want to tell you the story of a young Hebrew named Joseph. He had a dream at 17 years old that he would rule his clan and that his brothers, almost all of them older than him, would bow down to him. Young Joseph was not particularly great. He was cocky and immature. He had a shine to him, but it was the shine of a multicolored coat his father gave him, a coat that it turns out could be torn off and ripped up. In other words, the shine was only on the surface. Joseph's brothers betrayed him. He spent 10 years as a slave in Egypt, worked his way up to be the head of his master's large estate, only to be betrayed again and cast into the dungeon for 3 more years. And even when he was suddenly exalted, plucked from the lowest place, freed from his slavery, granted riches and honor, and made the second most powerful man in the world, Joseph was still 7 years away from his dream coming true. It took 20 years for Joseph to become the man who could hold the fulfillment of his dreams without being corrupted by it, who could hold the power to order someone into slavery or prison or even their execution and not misuse that power against those who had betrayed him. And God did deliver Joseph's brothers into his hand. They bowed before him, and he held the power of life and death over them. And he used it instead to test them and save them and reunite with them, along with their wives and children and animals. In the end, the fulfillment of Joseph's wildest dream as a young person to lead his clan was accomplished with the entire world thrown in. He didn't just shine amidst a tribe of shepherds. He shone for all the world to see. Joseph suffered, and he waited. He waited a long, long time. There's a famous artist living today named Makoto Fujimura. He practices a style of painting called Nihonga, which was developed in Japan over the last 1,500 years. Fujimura describes Nihonga as slow art. Because the technique is so time-intensive, it involves pulverizing precious minerals like silver, gold, and malachite with a mortar and pestle by hand. Then those precious minerals are applied to the canvas in thin, translucent layers, which must dry for 24 hours before the next layer can be applied. It is absolutely critical to let the layer completely dry before applying the next. And get this, Fujimura will often apply 80 to 100 layers to the canvas before he even begins to paint. 80 to 100 repetitions of crushing minerals, applying them to the canvas, and waiting 24 hours for it to dry. Why would anyone do such a ridiculous thing? Why would anyone create a work of art so slowly? I mean, watching paint dry is literally a metaphor for boredom. What does the artist get out of this? And just as importantly, what do the viewers and owners of a Makoto Fujimura painting get out of all this waiting? The layers of precious minerals, which were crushed and then needed so much time to gradually accumulate, one thin layer at a time, the layers do something incredible. They capture and they hold light. At the base of every work of art that Fujimura creates is a foundation of precious minerals that capture and hold light between the layers. They make his paintings shine. But first there is crushing, and then there is waiting. A lot of waiting. I don't know how each of your stories will unfold, but I am certain that most, if not all of you, will reach a point in the coming years where you are suffering or you are waiting. And you are trying to hold on to your dream that someday you will shine. You might say, I want my light to shine. I want to do good works. But instead, I'm just suffering. I'm being crushed, pulverized. You might say, I want my light to shine. I want to do good works, but I'm just in a holding pattern. I feel like I'm going in circles, dealing with the same things over and over again, layer after layer, like watching paint dry. Crying out with Joseph in the dungeon, crying out with the psalmist, how long, O Lord? How long? And just maybe the answer is, how much light do you want to hold? Fujimura once gifted a painting to Columbine High School that took 20 years to develop because the silver he used on the canvas needed that much time to tarnish. And Joseph took 20 years to become the man who could handle the fulfillment of his dreams, hold all the glory of Egypt, the most powerful nation on earth, and save the entire world from famine and death. Would you be willing to let your life and your art develop that slowly? I am asking you, I am begging you to believe that your suffering and your waiting are not a mistake, not a detour or proof that you don't have what it takes, but that suffering and waiting actually create the layers beneath the surface that allow you to shine. And what if being able to hold more light is not just good for the world, but also for you? What if being able to hold more light and letting that light shine is what we were all made for in the first place? What if that's the highest dream of the human heart and we just didn't realize that suffering and waiting are the path to get there? Now, someone might ask, if this is true, why doesn't everyone end up like Joseph? Why doesn't everyone see their dreams come true? Why doesn't every life shine like a Makoto Fujimura painting? I can't answer that question for every person, but I can tell you this. Many people won't wait 20 years. They won't let their layers dry. They will try to force the process to go faster, or they will just give up entirely. Some people take a canvas that has 80 to 100 layers of precious minerals on it, earned over years or decades of suffering and waiting, and they put it in a closet and close the door. They take the light of their uniquely beautiful life, do not see the value in it, and hide it away. My challenge for you is let your life and your art be slow. Persevere through the suffering and the waiting. Humble yourself under the mighty hand of God that he may exalt you at the proper time. And when he does, let your light shine. Be bright, shine bright for all the world to see.